You're listening to the Captain Jack Sports Show on Northeast Streaming Sports.
The Hometown Foundation is excited to bring back the Dream Ride experience, August 26th to the 28th at Connecticut's Farmington Polo Club. Join us in celebrating the accomplishments of our Dream Riders while enjoying live music, a car and motorcycle show, family fun zone, pet adoptions, canine demonstrations, the Fireman's Chili Cook-Off, and much, much more. Get your tickets today.
Looking, he's under the gun. Side, he's thrown. Hit it! He caught it! He and control and come down and hold on.
Oh, we're on Roku?
Yep.
Okay.
We are on Roku. And only because it's a normal Thursday show. Just means that we're going to have to be extra special. I look at it this way: if our guest goes and says, by the way, I won't say who our guest is right now, but my guest is backstage. Our guest is backstage. There he is. Hey, sir. If you ever heard the George Carlin, the 7 words that you can't say on television, it's an old comedy routine about all the swear words you can't say. Oh, you haven't said, yeah, he's like, no. Let's just say this. Any swear word basically that's worse than a word that begins with S that is a synonym for a byproduct of the body. You can probably get away with the S word. Okay, as long as you don't use it like every term. But unfortunately, I have my things where and OG is I love him to death, but OG breaks this rule every time. But yeah,
dude,
we're
talking Raiders.
I know. And if it comes down to it, because normally these are on Tuesday, and then I don't push them to Roku, but yeah, this is a channel where we have to watch our mouth. Anyway, hey, I'm Captain Jack. That is OG Daniel, and this is Chronicles of the Black Hole on a Thursday night because we can do that.
And that's OG Jack Daniel. Phil Villapiano named me. OG Jack Daniel.
Yeah. See, I'm old school. I was there that night, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know. But OG Jack Daniel, to me, it's just OG Daniel because I'm older.
Most people just call me OG. Yeah,
right.
You're older than me by a long shot.
By
72 whole hours.
Yeah, 72 hours. 72 hours.
So let's bring our guest on. we're going to bring on Tim Johnson, linebacker, blocked a punt in Super Bowl 37 against the Cheatriots, and against the Succaneers, the fake Pirates, the Succaneers, whatever, and got returned for a touchdown. How you doing? Nice to meet you.
Oh man, great to meet you too. Great to meet you too, man. And thanks for having me on, Captain. Just appreciate the support.
For sure. And it's like our show, and our show is basically because of that guy. That guy said, I want to do shows talking about old school Raiders and getting people that don't know about the Raider Nation and the stories that have gone out. My shipmate over there, and I'm glad I have to remember that I have to point opposite because of the camera. Okay, so the fact that I did it without screwing that up is a win in mine. We wanted to make sure that we brought on the Raiders from various ages and various dimensions and
chronological times.
Yeah, and various times. And the one thing that I can say about Mr. Tim Johnson, and I told you this when I've spoken to you on the phone before, is I always remembered you as a stalwart special teamer and a linebacker that just, played with fury and havoc. And that is, the things that I loved about you is that you gave it your all on the field. But enough about us talking about you. We're going to let you talk about you because that's the best part of the show.
I'm not good at that. I need help with that, man. I played under Coach Jim Tressel, President Tressel at YSU. I came from a humble background in Fairfield, Alabama. So, I'm from the home of Willie Mays, Fairfield. I got Bo Jackson from McAdory, Charles Barkley from Leeds, Cornelius Bennett from Inslee, next to Fairfield. So, I grew up around. I grew up with those guys, who came before me just in my state. So, I was just happy to, be a part and join the league. I worked hard to get there, growing up in Fairfield. So, I appreciate you guys reaching out and give me a shot to chat with you.
Oh, hey,
come on! Jerry Rice called you the Special Teams Player of the Year.
Yeah.
Jerry Rice compliments you, man. You take that don't take that with a grain of salt.
Well, the start of that season, I arrived in Oakland, fresh out of Chicago, and when I got there, it was week 1, and Jerry Rice stood up in the team meeting, my first team meeting, and I got there that Monday. Must have signed that Monday. Was in the meeting that Wednesday, and Jerry Rice stood up and said, $10,000 to the top special teams player, and I was on practice squad. So I heard that with my own ears, and I was sitting there like, okay, that's what's up, And that kind of set the tone for our season. I knew if I had a role, what it was going to be, because all the veterans and legends was on that team. The Hall of Fame was on that team. It was already stacked from the year before. So I'm walking into a veteran team ready to go back to the playoffs and the championship and the Super Bowl. And so I got Al activated me week 11 at Arizona Cardinals. We might have been, I don't know what we were when I got active, but we might have been 9-4, something like that. But I guess I got active week 11, and we might have been what, I don't know. We lost 4. We opened up 4-0, then we dropped 4, then we ran off the rest. And I got active week 11 against the Cardinals. I played in 6 regular season games. First round bye. I played the divisional round. New York Jets Special Teams Player of the week. Against the Titans, I called the fumble that we got the ball back and got a possession and got a nice score, I think, right before half or something like that. And then the Super Bowl block punt. And I think just from those 9 games, I kind of remember. I don't remember exactly, but it seemed like I remember getting on the plane or something, and Jerry being like, "Man, how you want it? Cash or check?" I was like, "What?" He's like, "Hey, You did your thing. I was like, okay, that's what's up. I'm like, yeah. I said, write me a check so I can photocopy it and put it on my mom's wall. And he wrote me a check. I said, I'm thinking like nobody ever would believe this, you know. So I was like, I need proof. And so he wrote it. I took a picture of it, color copied it, you know, put it in a frame. I still got it. So now Jerry's the GOAT. And yeah, like you say, to get that from JR, man. Hey, Tim Brown, they was looking at me like, Tim, keep doing what you're doing. Hey, just keep grinding, you know. And so it was Jerry's the best. Those guys were the best.
Yeah. And you know what? That's really cool. You know, you were on a team that got in, won the AFC Championship, got to the Super Bowl, and you know, a lot of controversy after that about certain coach changing some things up a few days before and then changing them back, and nothing was disguised against the coach who designed that offense.
What would you do? What would you do if you had to practice at your division rivals football field? They sitting there with mirror tint on their facility. Not to mention they got mirror tint, like so their office overlooks the field, their practice field, the old San Diego field. And I mean, you practicing, but it's mirror tint on the window. So you practicing, you looking at when I'm looking at the window saying, man, somebody looking at us.
That's a one-way mirror.
So, yeah. So, you know, I understood the whatever, you know, smoke and mirrors in terms of what we're gonna do, this and that. But anybody that season knew how to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You run the ball right up the middle because their line was light. You know, everybody that beat them, they were 9-7. You beat them by running the ball right at the soft D. I mean, they light the fast little D line, and we had Wheatley going. But again, it was a game. You know, we you know, and again, when I looked at the clock in the fourth quarter, I looked back at the clock to the TV timeout, and I saw about 12 minutes, and we were coming out of the break to the punt punt block team, and I remember on the sideline, I drew it up. I told the guy outside, I told the wing, I said, look, take your guy hard and upfield. I told the guy, the three inside him, I said, take your guy hard and inside, cross his face. And that gave me the one-on-one with the tackle. And and then that's when I kind of pushed him back and got to it. But even then, we were within. Had we gone for one each score that we got previously, it'd have been 31-21. It's a 10 possession. It's a two possession game with 12 minutes left. You know, 8 to 12 minutes left. So it's like, I mean, we were right there, man. We were right there. Instead, it was 31-18 versus 31-21. And I mean, that made a huge difference. But again, you know, my hat's off to those guys. Sapp, a good friend. I mean, I had friends on that team. So, yeah, it's all good. But guess what? I still wear this proudly, and I wear it just like because when I was a kid, we were young. I was in middle school. I remember.
Somebody froze. There he is.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. You froze for a second, Tim, but
it was a nice pose with the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I need you to do me a favor. Put that ring, leave it to me in your will. Now, understand, I'll be dead long before you, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, this is the one right here. I mean, I'm proud of this because, you know, I remember my barber, we were sitting in the barbershop back when we were kids at his house, and he was like, we were like betting, like, I was like, I bet I play in the Super Bowl. I bet, let's make a bet. First person playing the Super Bowl, $1,000. And those guys remembered that. And so I ended up getting free haircuts while I was in the league till I could work my $1,000 tab off because I got there. So, nice. Oh man, you talking about work, but no, I'm proud of it.
I mean, the guys you played with also, it was like, there's legends out there, you know, Hall of Famers, things like that. Let me ask you a question, just out of curiosity. Didn't you play in the same, did you have Stuart Swigert as a teammate?
Yeah.
Yeah, we wanted to get him in here, but I don't, you know.
I did call him, and I got this person has not gotten his answering set up.
Right.
And
I do telemarketing. You ready? The person you reached or the person you have called has an email that is, or a voicemail that has not been set up yet. Yeah. Goodbye.
He gave me his number at the we went to the stadium to see our bricks, and he gave me his number, and I called it, and it said the same thing to me. And so it's like, yeah, he's a joker. I'll catch up with him.
I know I hit him up on Instagram, and he said, "Is it today?" And I said, "No, Thursday." And then nothing. So it's like, but that's Stuart. He disappears for a while, then he comes out real active on YouTube.
He plays safety, he plays safety. So I had to keep Stu in check. I had to make sure he had the calls and all that, make sure he was, where he was supposed to be at.
Well, okay. And you gave us a good segue. I mean, obviously you've already spoken about Jerry Rice. You've already spoken about Tim Brown. You just gave a little bit of a I love you to Stuart. What were some of your other memories about your teammates there that were even memorable to this day?
Man, I just remember, like, it was like it was a whole team. We were one in the locker room. We were one on the plane. We were one even in our bad seasons. Those after the Super Bowl, it was we knew we would with Al. We knew had our back, and it was a difference, in that organization, knowing that, what, Al always a player's coach. If we want, if we want food, barbecue, we gonna have it. Like, we want the coach to change the defense. Sometime it's like Al will talk to you about that. I mean, I remember he called me up to his office one time, and I'm like, man, what Al want? And it was to talk about the players, but he was to talk about draft picks and like, how did you like this guy? What'd you think about him? And, and like, it was like Al talked football with me, and it was like, wow, like he had the white carpet laid out in his office. It just brightens up when you walk in there. But I mean, Al was a football head, but it was amazing to be in the locker room with all those guys and to know that Al had your back, and it was a player's locker room. So I was cool with everybody. We used to have fun. Practice was fun. We had a lot of good guys that who just loved the game and played for fun. So I mean, I used to count the Hall of Famers: Jerry Rice. At one point it was like Randy Moss, Charles Woodson, Warren Sapp. They were all Team Jordan. Like, so they got in the locker room and then nobody want to wear Jordans no more. And it was just like, it was just wild, man. A lot of wild characters, but great football players, strong men, good guys. And I mean, I couldn't single one out, but it was just so many Hall of Famers that came through there that, we just had we still have, with the alumni, we still have a good togetherness, all of the guys.
So let me ask you this. What person in the NFL did you lay your hardest lick on?
That one kid back when we were doing Jacked Up. I forget his name, but he was a returner for the Carolina Panthers, and I got down the field, got through it, and squared him up. And when I got home, my sister was like, "You on ESPN on the top 10, plays or whatever for Jacked Up." And I was like, wow. And I was sitting on the couch like, okay. But it was a solid hit. It wasn't that crazy. But I had a couple. Some of them came in practice. Some of my good ones came in practice, working hard, But, I mean, I didn't have a hard hit on Vic, but I did blitz and sack Vic. That was huge. He was so fast, man. I sacked Vic. I shared that sack with Charles Woodson because it was a zero blitz off the edge, and he got there, I got there, and we both got to him, but I'm the one that grabbed him and brought him down. So, I thought it was the way I was dancing, I'm like, this is a whole sack. I looked at him.
That's cool.
I was going to say, obviously, any memorable, again, that's a great segue as well. It's like you're talking about, sacking Vic with Seawood. Any other really memorable plays or games, or and this is something else as well. Anything that you have that's memorable that maybe was like we went to this restaurant one time and we saw this person, or we had a chance to hang out with whatever because they knew that we were Raiders, and anything. Because again, a football team is a cadre of men and testosterone and good times and all those things like that. Not that you got to get yourself in trouble like, oh, we went to Cheetahs in Atlanta once. We don't have to say anything about that. But some of the good times that you had with your teammates that always stand out, that you'll always take to heart with you.
You know what? I don't know. At some point, I was always a leader. From Little League baseball, playing catcher, to point guard at basketball, to batting fourth in baseball my whole career, to linebacker calling the plays. I was always a leader. So whatever role I was in, I was leading. Whether it was special teams, it was a running drill, conditioning. Just always wanted to be first, and so that kind of led to, just it was like the greats gravitated toward me. The greats, like, Randy Moss came to Oakland. I ended up in a limo, Randy's personal limo, riding across the bridge with him, showing him San Francisco, hanging out with Moss, and it's just me and Moss kicking it. Charles Woodson, another guy. I had a birthday party, in Birmingham, Alabama. He came from Atlanta. I guess he rode in the limo from Atlanta to Birmingham with, his family and stuff, and he came in the door with me at my birthday party. That was when, things like that was like, okay, and that was after I had come from Baltimore with Ray and, Chicago with Urlacher. And so it was like when Sapp came in, it was like we built camaraderie. And I mean, it was like, wow, like, and I'm with Hall of Famers. Then you got Jerry, and Tim Brown was the best. And so, I mean, it was so many great. Romanowski was right there, just like being a beast at linebacker. And so, I mean, I seen a lot. And I was in Baltimore with Sam Adams. He ended up in Oakland. Like, I mean, it was always a connection. Like the game, man. It was. I mean, everywhere. I mean, all my guys. I mean, it's and I still keep in touch with some of the guys, but it was more about that. The locker room was one thing, but if you could, the locker room, you there to work together. But when you could come together outside of the locker room as a family and do things that hang out, do football camps. I mean, I think the community work with our team was the main thing, and so getting out autographs, reading it was just all about saying, yeah, more than a football player. Get back to my community, and we had a lot of guys that are still to this day working hard in the community.
All right, so let me ask you another question. Tell me a crazy Raiders story regarding teammate that nobody knows about. And let me tell you, before you get like, we had Phil Villapiano on our show.
Mm.
He came in and told a story about John Matuzak's pot dealer, Purple Man.
Mm.
And then we had Jerry Robinson on the show. Came in and told us about the time Bob Boomer Brown told Willie Brown to turn his damn TV down. Willie Brown said, "Make me." He came in and shot the pillow next to him, and the TV went off. So we get some cool stories here. I know you got a cool story, man. Come on.
Oh man!
Wild, crazy story, bro.
Hey man, what you gonna do? I don't know. I mean, it was so many wild things,
Just one
you mean
good one.
involving myself, or something that I saw happening in the locker room or
You
around
tell
me?
us.
You tell us. It's your story.
Man.
Come on, man. We got pot
think.
dealers and we got people shooting pillows, man. You gotta have something good. Crazy story about the Raiders.
Oh man, I don't know. I remember stuff like, I don't know. For me, being in California, Northern California, Oakland, it was always nice outside. It was always beautiful weather. It would be 68 in the morning and then it would blow off and be like 83 in the evening. So we was always in like nice cars, you know. And my homeboy T. Shaw, he used to have his like '64 drop top Lincoln with suicide doors, burgundy peanut butter interior, and like just being able to cruise around the streets in that, or he had the Ferrari, the all yellow Ferrari, and you 6 speed, you flying up and down the highway, and I mean the cars, and the club, hanging out, the team, the cookouts. You had the Oakland, California women. You had them all over the place. But I mean, one specific story, man. Like I say, the locker rooms are pretty cool. It was a lot of stuff going on. But I'm gonna have to think about that so I can nail it, because I want to really nail that one. If we could come back to that one.
Yeah, no.
We'll come back to it. We'll come back to
it. It's so many. Oh
yeah,
man, I want to give a good one.
Hey, we are on here for as long as you wish to be on.
We gonna wait for you to tell us, like, yeah. Oh, hold on, my earpiece going out. Yeah. So.
No, we can't hear you. So
I hear you now.
Oh, okay. We can hear you now.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. So, oh man. You know what? One time, it was the game before the Denver game, and I ended up rumbling with a teammate who had called me out of my name, and I ended up rumbling with him right before the game. I mean, right before we got on the bus to go to the plane to leave to Denver, and I ended up, kind of jumping on and clocking him real quick, and I just remember he had on shades and had a black eye and stuff like that. But we was real cool. But I don't know, something just flipped and switched that I had to kind of, defend myself or something like that. But he was a good teammate. But I'm preparing for a game. I don't play games. I don't talk out at people in my lock. Like, I don't have nothing. And we might have been in a bad season. I might have been having a bad day. I don't know. But I just know I was on the way getting my stuff out the locker. He said something, called me out my name, and I just end up into some type of, and it's like, and I stood on the elevator with the guy. Then we end up on the elevator by ourselves, like. So, and again, the locker room was kind of, up and down in there with, what time of the season it was during the times we went through. But we still friends to this day. It wasn't, like I say, I seen them in Super Bowls and stuff like that. But again, that brotherhood, it happened growing up in the kid, as a kid. My brother's, family, the streets, like, and it like I said, it wasn't nothing major. Just, that's one thing. I like to point myself out, my own wrong. Something I might have done out of whack versus ever trying to put my guys out of the bus or something like that. So.
And
I ain't asking you to put nobody under the bus. We just want to hear a wild story.
Yeah.
Is that wild? That's on the way to Denver.
You popped somebody.
Well, come on, man. Like, don't call me out of my name, man. Like, we on the same team. Like, we supposed to be focused on going to beat Denver right now. We got a game. Like, let's focus in. Like, and so we focused in. We ended up winning that game.
So you pop somebody.
Yeah.
No, but that goes with the territory, because you're up. You're trying to get motivated for what you need to do.
Get in the right headspace, all that. Focus.
Yeah. No,
I mean, I'm a street guy. I came from the streets in terms of trying to get in the league. On one day, Al cut you. On one day, Al cut. I mean, I got cut and released. So I mean, when I'm in the locker room, I finally get activated or get a chance to go. I'm dead serious, man. I don't play around. Not in the NFL.
And that's a great segue as well. You said you grew up in Alabama.
Yeah.
So what were because you said that you were an athlete. I listen to these things. You were the cleanup hitter in baseball. You played point guard. Okay. All around. I guess you were a track guy as well, with nope, not track. Okay. But so it's baseball, basketball, and football. I know they don't play any hockey in Alabama back then, although they in the South they do now. But what were your aspirations coming out of Alabama? Because you said you're come from Willie Mays' town. You have Bo Jackson in the area down the street. What did you want to do, and where did you want to go to college? Were there, hey, I'm going to play for? By the way, I got to ask the question of the night. Auburn or Alabama which would have been your preference at the time?
I'm an Alabama guy. I didn't watch no Auburn football in terms of watching them to learn something. It was all about you. I'm gonna learn from Alabama. Like I said, Cornelius Bennett, Keith McCants, all those guys down there. I mean, George Teague. I mean, you had Sam Shade on D. I mean, Derek Thomas. I'm watching these guys. I mean, crush and really play football in that Crimson and Tide. And so for me, I'm born and bred Crimson. I would have played for Alabama. Had I been recruited out of Fairfield. We didn't have a track team. I love my high school, but I wanted to go there because my town, my city, Fairfield, is so tight knit and like tough. And we like a steel city. We got Fairfield U.S. Steel right there, so we just are gritty. And it was like, no, I grew up here. I want to go to this school. Yeah, but we were great talented people, great talented athletes, and it was great growing up and being around so many talented young men in my city in Fairfield and honing my skills there. So again, by the time I'm trying to get out and get into the league, I'm busting my butt, But Alabama football, the way we play the game, how fast we play, how serious we are. I had a coach named Bobby Johns. I think he played football for Alabama Crimson Tide. Well, I don't if he a Hall of Fame at Bama or something, but Bobby Johns was my linebacker coach. And at West Alabama, my freshman year out of high school at West Alabama, I had a D2 scholarship out of Fairfield. I took it, and I was a true freshman. But when Bobby Johns was coaching me at linebacker, my freshman year as a true freshman, I was learning from a ball player and Hall of Famer, and I learned a lot. And Tracy Rocker ended up being our D-line coach with Todd Stroud, who's at Miami now. But Tracy Rocker was our D-line coach at University of West Alabama. And he was a third round draft pick out of Auburn. And he was coaching and letting me know, some stuff. And Tracy Rocker told me my freshman year at West Alabama, he said, don't get no agent. Don't let nobody buy you nothing. And do everything on your own. He told me that my freshman year. And when he told me that, and you know what? It might have during that time, he met me. I was at my house in Fairfield, but he came and met me and picked me up in Birmingham, and I rode around with him and went to different high schools in Birmingham and recruited and looking for kids. He would go in there. He said, "I'm looking for one like this one," and you know how country he is. I'm looking for one like this one, and he went we hung out. We ate some wings. We watched that movie Daylight, and he kind of broke the NFL setup, and that's when I was thinking like, okay, if this man talking to me about an agent and going to the league as a freshman. That's when I transferred out of West Alabama to East Mississippi JUCO so that I could get a D1 scholarship. And that was no portal. That was my way of saying how I'm going to get to the next level from my D2, which I would love, but I'm better than this. So I went the JUCO route, and that's kind of how I ended up at Youngstown State. But Alabama football and Mississippi football to going up north to Ohio, it's, I have become a football connoisseur. Once I got out of Alabama, they I got picked. I was 195, 6 foot, coming out of high school, 6'1", 6 foot, coming out of high school, and I was undersized, 195, so hey, I just kept hustling and grinding, but
Well, actually, you say that because Jerry was saying that that when he was at UCLA, he was undersized as well, but he can go side to side, and that's why the defensive coach went up to him and said, hey, he's going to take him from being a receiver because his number was like 84, and said we're going to make you a spot linebacker, and obviously the rest is history when you are in the College Football Hall of Fame as a linebacker. So with your size, were you like a spot linebacker, or were you back there playing safety, or what were your particulars that you were best suited for during that time?
No, I was a linebacker to heart. I mean, I was a Mike linebacker. I played some wheel because we had a great Mike linebacker, Charles, back in high school, Charles Collins, and I would play next to him. We'd be like in a 5-2 front, and nobody could get away from us. So I was always in the middle of the field. And then the leadership role of being able to communicate. I was on film in high school, pointing guys around, like line up there. Yo, you go and direct in the field. So always a communicator and a linebacker for sure. I played backer in the entire time, mostly will to help out some of these bigger guys who I could run the back gap and run backside cover. I could drop out and, cover two out on two. So I just developed a lot of skills through a lot of different, coaches and great coaches and stuff. But true Mike Backer. And, like I said, I had to play Sam, Mike, and Will to survive in the league. On look squad, practice squad, and then I end up in the game rushing off the edge, up the middle. So I mean, I had to add value being undrafted. But what was strong for me was having Baltimore as that Super Bowl, that coming in that 01 season of Hard Knocks, having that whole Marvin Lewis, that whole Ray Lewis defense type of Super Bowl caliber, how you play and practice the game. I think that helped me in a lot, in terms of being more flexible, because those defenses, you could be doing anything. And so I learned that it's not about, it's about saying, what, based upon the scheme and what they're doing, we could use you anywhere, and it helps the defense. So, that's just, again, it's just I've just been blessed to be around a lot of great football heads and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's funny is you talk about Alabama. I only have one college jersey, and it's a Crimson Tide jersey.
There you go.
It's a Kenny Stabler jersey.
Man, I met Kenny. I don't know. I was in there in Tuscaloosa, and he had written a book. You remember his children's book? Yeah, he had the children's book, and he had written the children's book, Big Al. Yeah, Big Al, and he ended up signing it and giving it to my oldest daughter. We were eating in Tuscaloosa down by the stadium. Kenny Stabler, yeah, good dude. Yeah, Miss Stabler, we were down there. He was in there, but he ended up signing a book to my daughter. So, man, it's just again, Bama, yeah. I mean, and to this day, the mindset around an Alabama player. I saw Jack Del Rio. I saw Coach Jack Del Rio last weekend, and and he, like I said, he was the guy who gave me my nickname in Baltimore my rookie year, the Gripper. But
Ripper.
Got it. You got to tell us about that.
The Gripper. Oh, I was just in camp. My dad always raised me to look a man straight in the eye, shake his hand, firm grip, and he'll never forget you. And I was just walking around training camp as a rookie in Baltimore, squeezing and gripping people's hand, introducing myself. And Jack, my linebacker coach, he was the middle linebacker coach at the time. He was like, no, he coached all the backers at the time, all 7 of us. But he was like the Gripper, and he called me that last week, the Gripper. But it's just like that. And what was I saying just before the end though?
Shoot, I'm sorry.
But nah, Jack, and he was good. He was good for me, but I forgot my thought before I got off talking about Jack and him calling me.
That's all right, man. That's all right.
This is the Tim Johnson show.
Yeah. But I saw him last weekend, and he was talking about so I'm known for that. So
what I was gonna say, what did you? I hope we didn't freeze you again. You there, Tim? Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So I had a question. All right, because we're both like Stu Swiggert's friends with a lot of people in YouTube. Like he comes on a lot of shows. You know what I mean? He's active in his own YouTube channel. What's your memories of Stewart? Or is that the guy you popped? If that's the guy you popped, we won't talk about it.
He almost got it one time. I should have got it one time, just acting crazy. But nah, Stu was just wild and crazy, quirky, just like, I think I remember he always had his girlfriend with him, I thought, or Chrissy. I just remember him and Chrissy all the time. They were cool. Like, I guess he brought her from Purdue, so they were high college, sweethearts, something like that. So they were always a good couple. They were always coupling up, and you'd see them everywhere. If we were in Vegas or where we were in Oakland, but he hung out with us, a Purdue guy. I hit him up the other day. Trying to see what he was talking about, man. But because Ashton Ubody at YSU. He was our corners coach until he left and went to Purdue this year. So I hit Stu up and told him AY was up there coaching at corner at Purdue to connect with him. So
right, he's high energy. He is high energy still.
Yeah, he crazy, man. He yeah, be up all night. He'll keep you up all night if you let him. Don't let him keep you up all night.
Yeah, I know. He had me on his show one night, and he said, "I'll be right back." And we were talking, so he said, "Hold it down for a minute, OG. I'll be right back." So I'm in the chat, answer a question. Somebody posted Stu jumped on another show, and I was like, "Son of a bitch!" I went on another show and I chewed his ass out, and I was laughing the whole time because, like, I got stewed.
And it's like, and I got to wake up somewhat early, and I say somewhat early to go to my job. So it's like Stuart will be up doing a show like at 2 or 3 in the morning. I'm like, dude, I'm like, I gotta go out of here. Hey, AJ, no, we got comments here. I got some of the comments. If you have a comment or a question for Tim, be sure to put it into the comments section, and we'll be sure to ask them about that. So, don't feel left out. Just that we like to make sure that we let our guests roll in. If there's a question that you want to ask, be sure to put it into the chat or anything like that. So we'll let them go in. But no,
Tim was a beast on the field.
Yeah, I put that.
I might have been talking about Jack being the like he put me in like so many positions to succeed, teaching me Sam, Mike, and Will. It really made me more versatile. I think it really helped my career watching Peter Bulwell, Ray, Jamie Sharper, seeing those guys really run a defense. I had to learn Mike, Sam, and Will in my rookie season. And I made that opening day roster against the Bears. Something happened. They had cut me on the show, but then something happened again. They bought me back. I was on the opening day roster against the Bears, so I made the team. And it's a hidden stat that when you make the opening day roster in the NFL, it's a hidden stat that you play for 6 years.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was big. But anyway, man, look. And Jack coached in Oakland. He coached out in Oakland. So, again, man, just a lot of hard-nosed, and he played in the league. So, man, you talking about hard-nosed football is what, the Raiders, exemplify. So to come from Alabama, to make it through the circuit of trying to go JUCO and go back to Youngstown State and to get to the league, I knew leaving the South, I had to learn how to play in the snow. Because I didn't know what team would draft me or want to look at me. And Lord behold, the Ravens and the Colts worked me out. So.
All right. So I need you to show everybody that ring again. Oh, he froze.
Well, the last time he froze, it was a nice.
There he is.
Yeah.
Hey, man, show everybody that ring. That's a pretty ring, man. Let's see that ring.
Oh, yeah. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Actually, that's the very first time I've ever seen that ring.
Yeah, that ring is.
I'm the only one proud of it. It's an L. It's an AFC Championship ring, but we beat Tennessee Titans, and I'm part of that. This is the three championships we got, and these the 2 AFC championships.
Right.
Nice.
Actually, it could have been the 4th. I got another ring with Youngstown State where I played in the national championship game against Georgia Southern, but I got the runner-up wing. So, I mean, I was a champion coming in. That's why national championship game in Youngstown State, I took the Ravens over the Colts on draft day because I'm a champion. You just won, and let me go and roll into the Ravens training camp. Shoot, they Super Bowl champions, middle linebacker. You wrote me a letter saying you want to draft me after that performance. I'm going over here, Coach. I don't need your $2,000. Probably a bad move. No, I wouldn't exchange it for the world. But that's how I got to Oakland. And I think Al Davis, the football aficionado he was, I know that acumen from Baltimore to Oakland, he saw it. And he started me. I got the picture. I started against the Ravens when they came to Baltimore. He started me that game. I got a picture coming out the tunnel. Jerry Rice, the first person on the left, slapping my hand. Al started me against the Ravens. So did, yeah, at Oakland. So it was just amazing, man. It was amazing.
Hey, and we do got a question, and you kind of alluded to it earlier when we were talking about your block kick in the Super Bowl. And thank you, there, ONT6 Soldier, for the donation. Every time you send a donation on my channel, you are involved in the treasure chest of prizes. One of these days, Stuart is going to send me a autographed jockstrap, but that's not going up on the prize wheel. That's just for me. That'll be in my collection of really cool things. So, but anyway,
exactly why I don't have a whole bunch of stories of Stu.
And I still bug him about it. I said, Stu, where is my autographed jockstrap? And I know that Stuart Schweigert will send me, or when I see him, he will present me with a autographed Stuart Schweigert jockstrap, and I'm going to put it up on IG and all the things up with him presented me to it, and then I will make sure I put it into a Ziploc, because that's the sizzle. But getting back to point,
gonna put a Febreze, one of those Febreze dryer sheets in there.
Oh no! I want all the fun guys. I want all the fun guys. But there was always talk, and I was actually there in Oakland during a what used to be called Raider Mecca, and it was the very Raider Mecca that Phil Villapiano was at and that Tim Brown was at, and this is the very first time that Tim Brown said the story.
What really happened in the Super Bowl?
Right, about what was going on and about how your coach, who I won't say because he's the same guy that called the team the stupidest team in America the next year, and that was I want to give him any due, but it was when Tim Brown and Charlie Garner approached him about the game plan and things along those lines as well. And that's why Tim Brown says that in his mind that they threw the game. And I'm not saying that you have to comment on that specifically.
The coach threw the game.
Yeah, the coach threw the game. But what was your thoughts about going up in front against the Bucs? Because I will tell people this, and I will tell people because I live in Tampa. Mm-hmm. I live in Tampa, Tim, and I got to deal with the fake Pirate fans all the time. Okay. The last time the Raiders played the fake Pirates prior to the Super Bowl, they beat them 45-0. Mm-hmm. 45-0 in Oakland, and it was basically the same Tampa team, aside from I think that they had added Simeon Rice, and that was the only big +1 that the Bucs had. It was the same team, and they beat them 45-0. So, what was the thought processes of going into the locker room or going amongst the team for the Super Bowl? I'll give you that, and I'll let you wax poetic.
It's real simple. 7 words. 7 words. And what are those 7 words? Let me think. Hey, I don't know. It was all weird, like I said, leading up to flying in and everything. I forgot what I was gonna say. But yeah, it's 7 words that is the answer to the whole riddle. Yeah. I think of them, I'll give them to you. I just forgot what they was, but the whole setup was crazy. But I just remember that we had a shot to win the game, and we didn't win the game. A lot of it's, again, I was just a young one running around on special teams. I didn't care. I was just making plays, and I played to win. So I was playing to win. And so I ended up doing the post-game interview after the game. Al said, go through the interview. I went and talked on the podium like I had just won that thing. Like, yeah, we went out, woo, yep. And
I remember that.
Yeah, I was the only one that went to the post game interview. Al sitting over there, so I was like, I mean, and I still carry it like, I feel like I won because what happened was beyond me. And I couldn't point no finger. I couldn't do nothing but say, shit, I blocked a punt. We scored. We had a shot. It was there, 10, 2 possessions. Like, I still am playing the game. I'm still playing the game after the game because we just ran out of time,
Well, and the other thing is, you already alluded to it. You said that they kept going for 2. They kept going for 2. And that was a big mistake. And every time they did that, I'm like, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? And I know that both Seawood and the other corner, they were both playing with screws in their
Wood and T. Shaw, both of them.
Yeah,
I mean,
both
for
of
Torrey
them.
James, Wood and Torrey James.
Exactly. Wood, right. And they were still out there, well, on legs that had screws in them. I know that everybody on that team was playing their hardest. In fact, when I think Wood is the one that got the interception, and the Raiders are up 3 in the Super Bowl, and I said, "Well, here it goes. We got this."
I remember this is what it is. It's 31. It's 31 teams, and then there's the Raiders. That's the 7 words. There's 31 teams, then there's the Raiders.
That's true.
Right.
And so, I'm not, like I say, I ain't gonna lie. Not only was the mirror tint on our Division 4 windows and we practicing, I'm knowing somebody watching us laughing, there were like 100, let's say about 50 yellow jackets standing on the mountain, kind of acting like security, and they're up on the mountain and I'm just practicing. I'm seeing this like, this Super Bowl security. Oh yeah. This and little stuff like that get me like. So by the time you get to the game is won. The game before. See, Baltimore Ravens had beat the Raiders in the AFC Championship the year before. The Ravens beat the Raiders because they won the Super Bowl against us. When they beat us, they won the Super Bowl. Shit, the Giants didn't have a chance.
Exactly.
The Giants didn't have a chance.
Yeah.
And so I think we won the game against Tennessee, but how we rolled in and we didn't lead the state. We had a first round bye. We played 2 games at home and we flew an hour to San Diego. How easy was that?
Right. And I had a chance to speak with Brian Billick I used to be in Guantanamo, and I kept throwing it up at him. I said, the Raiders had that game against y'all, and then Tony Serafazzo, because that's what I called him.
Goose.
Yeah, Tony Serafazzo belly flops on Rich Gannon. No call. Okay. No call. And then you guys won by 1 touchdown, and it was because Dorsett and Marquise Pope ran into each other
on the Shannon Sharp.
On the sharp over the middle, and he goes for the touchdown. It was only because Dorsett and Pope ran into each other.
Well, they say that once he scored that touchdown, the story is once Shannon big play Shea scored that touchdown, Rod and Ray came to them and said, "Hey, look, we're going to the Super Bowl because they ain't gonna score, and we might not score again, but it's 7-0. We going to the Super Bowl." And that's why I say they won that Super Bowl against us.
Right.
Like they rolled into the Super Bowl, like, yeah. And yeah, the Giants didn't have a shot, but I think we missed that opportunity, beating the Titans, rolling in. I mean, it was all about staying in state. Guys, we win 2 games. We don't have to leave the state. And it was set up perfectly, And I just, again, I had fun playing the game, and I just always know I go off what Al say. Al say just win, and Al say commitment to excellence, and Al say, hey, there's 31 teams, then there's the Raiders. Just win, baby. And those things mean something to the organization and to Al. So I play with that fury and that, come on, man. So It's real. The silver and black is real. We are real talk. We are real football pro. We are real football players, man. And a lot of times when you good, you just never know who against you.
Yeah, and I was going to say, and you were talking about the alumni as well, and I do know that the Raiders alumni is an organization that is unlike any other organization in the NFL.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, the Vegases, I mean, the Sonoma Valleys, the Napa Valley, you know, the training camps that we go to. We've been going to training camps before most of the league started doing something for their alumni and inviting. I mean, we would be in wine country. Now we out in Vegas and Henderson. I mean, it's like, you know, it's just, you know, it's a great organization. And I'm proud of it. I got my brick out there, got my brick out front the stadium. And like I say, not being the number one draft pick, first round draft pick, no signing bonus, just bouncing around, just grinding with the greats, making it through, getting a pension, getting a retirement, getting a ring here, there, Super Bowl here, a little interview there. I mean, I can't complain. I love this game. And anything the game ever gave me, I worked for it. And I loved every moment of it. On the street, up in the field, it was all the game. Yeah. So the football guys, you know, the Ravens, the Bears, the Oakland, those are historic programs that if you ain't drafted, you don't play for these teams.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you a question. You made amends with the guy on the team that you popped, right? You all are buddy still and all that, right? I mean, see, understand, we're YouTube content creators. We're only fans. That's all we are. We're just fans who are willing to put our necks out there for our subscribers. Who'd you pop?
My boy B Ham. He came in from New England. He came in, Bobby Hamilton. He came in.
Bobby Hamilton, okay.
Yeah, B Ham. He said something crazy. He must have called me something crazy.
No, but now we got our exclusive from you, bro. Like I just said, like, people are telling crazy stories about Purple Man and dealing pot, and we got a guy telling a crazy story about somebody shooting through his gun. Dude, no, man, your story's cool. Your story's not bad.
Everything is connected to the game for me.
Right.
I didn't have the space in my career to be paid, number one, which would give me time to focus on frivolous bullcrap. I didn't have that luxury. I didn't have it. I didn't come in with rings. He came in with, so it was, I'm fighting for something every single day of my career. I'm fighting and hanging on to something. And anytime that's threatened, I have to make business decisions on, man. Like the one time, there was a guy came to my hotel, early in the morning. Hey man, you got him. Hey man, let me hold, let me hold $300, $250, whatever. Let me hold $300. I'm like, man. Again, I'm a guy on the street. Here come this veteran, Troy Hambrick, came in from Dallas. Troy Hambrick at running back.
I remember that.
Borrowed money, and then I guess we let him go, and he said, "Oh man, Tim, you can go kick rocks. I ain't giving you that." He walked out. We were standing right in front of the facility, and I'm saying, "Okay, I know the camera right there behind me. If I go in on him, I had to just let him walk and let that money and let him play me like." And Sapp was right there, and Sapp bust out laughing after he played me. And just the hood in me the street just wanted me to just grill him, but I let it go. And then I just let it go. Just got screwed. And this guy going, it's like, damn, I need that money. Why was I stupid enough to let him get that at the moment? Because he's screwing around on some prostitute and he got to pay her again. And it's like,
because you had to learn that lesson.
Yeah.
It's a lesson in life.
And what I did not do to him taught me the lesson. Standing right in front of the building.
You made you a better man.
If I fight him standing right at the front door of the building in front of Sapp, you know what I mean? Like, it's cool, but it's like, Tim, what am I doing when I look myself in the mirror? You don't need to do that. Drag me to that. No, you ain't gonna drag me to that. I'm a professional. I'm a pro. So if you say I'm gonna give you this money back, I'm gonna say, okay, we pro, we all got money, but no, we don't. But I tell you something funny. Not funny, but how it went down, Troy Hamburg ended up getting arrested like 2 or 3 years later and went to jail for crack. And I don't know, I think he did 9 years for selling.
Didn't,
Went to jail.
and I'm sure you were not heartbroken over that.
Yep.
No, it's like, oh, Troy, damn, that's crazy, man. Well, just probably messed over the wrong person, man.
Karma.
Thank you. It's karma
So
coming back.
let's talk about what you're doing now, man. What have you been doing now?
Yeah, talk about the Hip Football League, sir.
Man, look, the pandemic, everything is like wavy. Like, it's like, oh my God.
Yep.
I went from, jobless to out of work to entrepreneur to losing my contract, losing money, losing. And then, you end up coming out of the pandemic. Well, how do you come out of it? And it's like, it was just been rough, man. Right now, I mean, I was the director of player personnel for Youngstown State University for those pandemic 20 and 21. I left there after recruiting and learning a lot about coaching football and NCAA bullcrap rules. And so, I just, did a lot, did a lot with that and NCAA. And what was I just saying? But
the pandemic and trying to
And so now I'm just like working with trucking and working with trucking. We're working with PI and I, Joe Corolla. He's a great family guy, great family business. Been in business 72 years. Recruiting truck drivers, flatbed truck drive to haul steel. That's been great since the new year. And so, like I say, recruiting at the university was beautiful. I learned a lot coaching football and, helping kids. Not even coaching football, but more so just being around kids and helping them get to the next level. But being out of football, I'm able to kind of help kids. We got 3 NIL kids that are on YSU team with PI and I. So we're able to, be on this side of the game, help kids even more, get them into some type of business structure. But I think, again, I'm just out here working. Hip football, again, stalled during the pandemic, had to shut down. CFP had to shut down, 2-hand touch. Had to shut down, run around playing, tag and stuff. So with that, I just spun hip football out of being out there together 11 on 11 to what we originally set it out to do is like change the helmet, take the face mask off, quit smashing so much and teach the kids the theory of the game, how to move and hit gaps and block and set and snap count and positioning and hearing and listening, communicating, and just tagging off, running off, and then watching the film. Once we taught them how to be a pro, now they're thinking, they're smarter, they're winning championships based upon knowledge of the game versus just being physical. So we taught the game more with hip football to make kids smarter and students of the game. So now Hip MD is the spinoff of the Hip Football League to get the equipment going and see if we can create something that we can play the game with that's not going to give us a concussion and, screw us up. So, I just think that, changing the helmet hasn't been changed in 100 years, probably since World War One. It's been pretty much the same in terms of how it's made. So I think getting into some 3D printing and getting into some, custom size stuff. I mean, Rodell is into some 3D printing with carbon and the insides and everything, but we took it a step further and looked at the outer shell and said, hey, let's go ahead and kind of segment it and make it where it's going to do more than just crack and make that acoustic shock wave. Let's do something else with it than let it go back and forth like a bell and get your bell rung. So I think that's going to be something if we can get some support and get some people behind it. I know the NFL Helmet Challenge came up to Youngstown State University in 2019, and we participated in that. We didn't get any money, any funding, but we were getting the word out about thinking about protecting our brain. And maybe there's some technology out there that can help us stop that concussion. And prevention is the only way to cure something. So that's why we've made head impact prevention. Hip football.
So you're revolutionizing the game, how it's taught, which is good. It could make it a safer game in the future.
Yeah, well, again,
I just was trying to make kids millionaires in terms of I tagged off on Randy Brown. You know, I didn't ever tackle those guys because they were worth money.
Right.
So the best way to stay healthy is to tag off and stay up. And we would fly around every league. I mean, Baltimore was the best at it. One of the greatest. The Bears were running around at practice. The Raiders, we ran around at practice. In the league, you got to fly around at practice, any team. And so just getting kids to do that, because 99% won't go pro. So when will a kid who plays football from age 5 to 18, when will he ever run around and tag off if he never will go pro? He'll never do it. So I was trying to get kids experience of the NFL because they ain't going to go pro. So I just say, you know, tag off how we do. But it was all about taking that helmet and face mask off and opening up the face of things and say, okay, because the brain works different when there ain't no helmet on. But when you put the helmet on, I transform because I'm finna go. But you know, it's changing the game. I guess you could say revolutionize. I don't, you know, again, I'm a humble guy, undrafted. I'm not a big known guy. Nobody know me in terms of football and big plays and stuff like that. But
what we do,
my heart.
No, but see, but the
I ain't
thing
gonna say
is,
nobody.
when you take that helmet off, you're revolutionizing how the game is played, and you're creating a safer game in the future. You're just doing what Madden tried to do. And as far as as far as the trucking thing, I work in the trucking industry. I sell insurance to truckers.
That's why I love it. That's why I love it, because I'm a people person, and everywhere I'm at, that trucking, I need, like, we got to do, like, you know, it's just amazing, like the logistics play that we can have, especially post-pandemic. We got to own freight. We got to run our own load. We got to manufacture our own stuff in our own country now with the way things are. So manufacturing and jobs is something we got to do for America.
Yeah, and the thing is, I sell insurance to truckers for their semis, all their coverages and all that. But I know that there's more things. We're going to be getting more things built in the USA, and it builds our economy.
It's about time. It's about time. I've been trying to figure out how America is nowhere on the steel chart. You know, I'm hauling steel, but you look at steel manufacturers, U.S. Steel ain't, I mean, U.S. ain't even on the steel manufacturing chart. Is the top countries, and it's like, whoa.
That should be.
I'm from Fairfield. We ain't making no steel.
That needs it. Yeah, but because of the pandemic, it showed us a lot of things need to change. Where we get our fuel, where we get our steel, where we get our chips, our microchips. Like all these things are important, and we need to build it here. And people are starting to realize it. And renewable energy, okay, like all these things need to be built here, because when somebody else, another country that we're relying on, is doing a lockdown, we're screwed.
And don't get me started. Look, like, and China over there holding people in lockdown to keep the ports backed up, so you really ain't gonna get your load.
Yeah,
you know, it's sad what's going on, but we what we doing is, again, we took a desperate attempt to say the game. You can't quit the game. It ain't the game. It's not the game. Don't blame concussion and injury on it. No, this is a great game that I love. So I became passionate about saving the game of, like, kids quitting. Why you don't want to even play? Oh, this concussion. Oh man, no, you gotta learn this game and play this game. And so it was about extending the opportunity for everybody to come play this 11-on-11 game, but don't get a concussion. So here's the best way I can give you that. Tag off and stay up. Don't even fall. You're going to go home without a concussion. But then when we can develop a product that says, oh, by the way, throw this on instead of that hard helmet that you've been wearing, throw this on. It's 3D printed. It's got some flexibility. It's going to be moving around a little bit. See how you feel with that. Because no one's really ever done it. No one's ever, I mean, Rodell's done a great job. I mean, I got tons of helmets. So I think my passion for the game, because one thing they don't do at the draft, they don't get that heart out and they don't lay it on the scale and read it and say he got the best, like his passion is stronger than his. Like, no, they don't weigh and measure passion and how hard and how much somebody wants the game. And I just think my passion in this game, how much I love it, is kind of coming out, that I just didn't want the game to go off and die like it was going. So, hopefully we can make it safe for women, kids, number one, women, the future, and everyone can play this game, even us. And I saw Chad Johnson the other day say, hey, look, yeah, cancel the Pro Bowl and let the legends come play against the modern, and let's play a game and see if we can get some ratings of just playing flag. And I'm pushing right now to see if we can get hip football for legends, because that was what I was thinking when I got the kids playing hip. When I got cut, it was a cliff. I had to go to Canada to play for a season just to get this football out of me in Canada, in Calgary. T.O. still running around talking about he can run a 4.5. I think we need to consider legends. Once you cut or once you retire, if you want to pick up and play some ball, there's guys at the Hall of Fame in Canton that got a league that play on weekends if you're in the area. Or if you want to fly in or you're just traveling through and play a pickup game just to stay in shape, just to stay healthy, just the camaraderie. But just to say, once you're done with your last NFL game, it's off the cliff. I just think football is a great game that needs to not only be flagged, it could be co-ed. I mean, it's just the sport itself needs to grow. Empty stadiums all 8 months out of the year, it's empty stadiums. I think we could fill those spaces and kind of generate some, So I just love the game.
Yeah, I mean, in the old, and I'm going to date myself, Tim. I don't know about, but Minnie Minoso played baseball. And they didn't even know when he actually was born, because he was Latino, came in from the Caribbean, and he played baseball until I think they said he was like 58, 60 years old. Now, granted, this is way back. Okay, George Blanda played till he was 48. There's a certain quarterback for the fake Pirates that thinks he's going to play for that long, but he ain't.
Again, I think
I got a great uncle who played softball. First baseman, he was 6'8", played till he was 70 years old.
That's healthy, man.
He misses it. He's almost 90 now, but he's like, son of a bitch, I wish I hadn't quit playing. He just,
Jack Nicklaus, another great. If you great, who's to say you can't stop? Or who's to tell you when you stop playing? So I think it's great to try to, at this point, capture this movement of, let's make it safer and include more people. So I'm going to keep working to see if we can get at least one Legends game for charity, and get everybody involved at the Hall of Fame. And just like you say, Chad, I'm going to try to get in touch with Chad to see if we can work together, and just because it should be 11 on 11. Don't water the game down just because you don't want to tackle. Play 11. That's how we practice. That's how we work. Line up. And now I see the NFL going to come in the first 2 weeks of training camp. You got to put that soft shell over the top of the helmet for the first two, right? You saw the rule, right? Yeah, because it's like, you better until I can get this thing going. Looks like I'm gonna have to get this thing going soon.
There you go. Continue the safety protocols that are needed. Eventually we'll be able to have the technology to download a player's reactions and response into a robot, and then we can go back to 70s rules.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We should be able to butt and bump like Rams and have no concussion. We just got to find the technology to do it. And that's
right. Why? It just depends. Does your robot break this robot?
Yeah, it's called a coefficient of restitution. Like two equal objects hitting each other should have the same effect on each other, not something different. So I love it. It's been fun, and I'm just enjoying the fact that I see it happening right before my eyes, and I see the game changing. But I think we can make a real move and saying, can we consider stopping the concussion? Can we try? Because just try to treat it. It's too late now. To say, oh, you won't know until it's posthumously. It's too late. Then I think we got to do something. About that. And so we'll see. It's hard work. Got me sweating. I'm like, woof.
Mr. Tim Johnson, I'm going to go make another cocktail and probably get some sleep because I'm ancient
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, now he's younger than me by 3 days.
3 days.
Man,
3
that
days.
hour and 15 minutes went fast. This is a
Yeah,
great.
but I'm still pretty though, so just
Yeah.
saying.
You caught Tim. Don't let him BS you. You caught him on his shave mode, okay?
Okay.
Because he did, and he lives in South Carolina, and he's talking about how hot it is. I live in Florida, and I keep this all year long because
I'll grow it back out in September, and I'll grow it through March, and then I'm cutting it off. But it grows big fast. So.
Oh yeah.
But see, I was just in Mexico this past weekend as Captain Jack, so people expect to see Captain Jack. That's why I have to keep it the way it is, because if I show up clean shaven, nobody's going to know who I am.
I got you.
I'm good with it. They can see both sides of me every year, the bearded one and the non-bearded one. Okay. My wife's like, you look like Rich Bisaccia. And I'm like, whatever. And then
actually, and that's something that's a great segue. Okay. Because Tim, we and by the way, I'm hoping to see you in Canton this year. I'll be up for the Hall of Fame festivity, so obviously I'll keep in touch with you for that as well. But what are your thoughts?
Is that a threat?
That's
just gonna go grab a cocktail.
go get a cocktail. What are your thoughts about the team as it's comprised right now? And as far as, and again, we all can be prognosticators. It's May, and I keep telling people that the Raiders' floor this year is 10-7 because everybody else in the AFC West got good and better too. But and I'm just a lay person that does analysis, but you are a professional that can look at everybody else and your thoughts as to how the AFC West is this year and what you believe are the pluses and minuses of how the Raiders will look, again, based upon no injuries, because obviously the injuries throw everything out of whack. But what do you see in this year's team? Obviously, there's still a pickup after June 1st. There will be a signing or two because that $28 million that the Raiders will have in pocket may be used, may not be used. But how do you see this year's team?
Well, you watch it every day. You watch the transactions. You see guys, see moves going on. You see Josh McDaniels coming in, who's going to be huge, and getting him back into a head coaching role. I'm sure he'll be better this time around. He made the move. He's ready for the move. I think it was a good move. It's going to be exciting to see him work with Derek. And since Derek Carr was able to hold his eye, I didn't think Derek would make it through John Gruden. I know Gruden didn't want to keep him the first year, second year, he's trying to see. But Derek Carr made it through. He made it through, and he's still there. But he hasn't won. He went to one. I think he had the 110-6 year. Other than that, it's been pretty much more the same. But at this point, the Raiders is a playoff team under one condition, based upon the AFC West, with the kid out in San Diego. You got Russell in Denver now, and you got Mahomes down in Kansas City. All I'm telling you, Derek Carr is good, but there's a reason why the Raiders worked out Cap, because now in this league, it's going to help you to be able to drop a pass off or pick up those yards around the edge to give you the edge. And I think getting you a backup that could come in for Derek if Derek goes down, like it could do. If you got a good, solid backup at your quarterback, that's going to be your season. Because if he could compete with running and throw. And I'm talking about Kaepernick. Just because I saw it on a clip. Let's just imagine. But that's how good we could be just with one move at quarterback, adding a little bit of legs in the AFC West, because Russell Wilson's going to be mobile. He's going to extend the play. We need to extend plays. Carr can throw, but I don't think he extends the plays long enough in this league with the pass rush and the O-line gaps here and there. I think you're going to have they got to keep looking for somebody to come in. And I think Cap, if you can get him, he'll give you a good bump in terms of saying, I'm stronger at quarterback. And it can make a difference because he can run. He can run, and we how can you win games? Well, I mean, almost I would say I'm just guessing. I hadn't done no math, but it may be 12 teams in the league right now with a black quarterback.
I'll tell you when the Donkeys brought in Russell Wilson. Okay, what did we do? We raided it. We did some Raider stuff and brought in his kryptonite with
Chandler Jones.
Yeah, with Chandler Jones. We brought in his kryptonite. He's Chandler Jones' favorite target. You are not getting away from Chandler Jones. And I got to tell you, with the offensive line, the things I've been hearing, maybe they can extend those plays. And I think with a true number one,
it's on Derek to extend the play.
But Derek Carr with a true number one wide receiver, which he has never had, they're going to devastate teams. And in the red zone, we're going to devastate teams. We're not going to be like we were. Did he freeze? He always poses good when he freezes. You notice that?
Timmy, you there again?
No, every time he freezes up, it's a really good pose.
It's a great shot. Hopefully we'll get Tim back.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah, we got to wait for his internet.
Well, I'm going to put back who we have, what we had there. We are joined by, so people know. Yeah, we're Tim Johnson is in the middle.
Linebacker number 51.
Up. Okay, yep. No, we got him back. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It's raining out here. Maybe that's it.
Yeah, you know what? Every time you freeze up, man, you're always in this cool-looking pose, bro.
Because you got the ring up the one time, and then you were like, another time, and then you were like, the last, it was wonderful,
Oh, man. Yeah. You said you think the line can help extend those plays because they've gotten better.
I think they've gotten better. I think with our O-line coach, I think we've gotten better. And the things that are coming out of camp, I think we're getting better.
Hey, guess what? You can sign Kaepernick. You can sign him at quarterback, be a backup, but can he run a route? I mean, can he be just an athlete at some point? You know what I mean? If you're going to mess with him. I don't know.
Here's the thing. I'm a U.S. Navy veteran. What Colin Kaepernick did was absolutely 110% right. His protests were against police brutality. They had nothing to do with veterans, nothing to do with anything unpatriotic. He was bringing up police brutality. What happens? 4 years after he's out of the league, George Floyd gets killed. Colin Kaepernick did the right thing, as far as I'm concerned.
I don't know what he would have done with his career. I feel bad for the guy. But, I mean, the good news is that with Tom Brady at 45, it's starting to give a glimmer of hope that you could get some more Testaverdis out of people. You can give you. Yeah, I mean, like it should be.
Cap's only 34. Yeah. He's only 34 years old. He has had no injuries in the last 6 years because he hasn't played.
Right.
I think it's
give him a chance. If he can do it, do it.
I think it's smart. It gives you a better chance if something happens to Carr. You always now you can call plays and Josh can call plays and not have to worry about like so much protecting Carr. Carr you can just play free because we got your help. You know what I mean? Like it's competition. So if they sign him, but like those are the type of things that give me hope about the Raiders because I do think we need a spark. We need a spark. You lose Marshawn, you get the Jacobs. Who's gonna be the back? We need that big play spark that's gonna. Kyler Murray, I mean, golly, the plays he extend. They a playoff team, maybe a Super Bowl team, even without D-Hop. So it's not so much the receiver and getting a receiver and a receiver. We got Coop back. It's about saying, no, we ain't got Coop, did it? No, that was a
we got Devontae Adams. We don't need, screw right. Coop. We don't have a number one receiver. We have the number one receiver.
How did we get him? He didn't drop one ball. How did we get him? 0 drops. Man.
Well, his best friend and godfather to his children, Derek Carr.
That's gonna be big, that connection, and that's why in the
It was
AFC
huge at Fresno.
We got to with San Diego being so strong in the West, we gotta split with San Diego.
Yeah, and that's what we said is that the Raiders, at a minimum, have to be 3-3 in the division, because at the minute that you lose two to one team, your playoff hopes as a wild card just went out the window.
Yeah,
right.
Yep.
But if we go 3-3 with our division, we are only going to be a 12-5 team. I think we're going to sweep Kansas City, and I think we're going to sweep the Donkeys. We may go 1-1 with San Diego. We'll find out. But if in when do we play them? Week 1 or week 2?
Well, we play the Chargers week 1. I will be there.
If we beat them at home in Los Angeles, if we beat them, we're a 13-4 team now. We're in 12-5.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You're supposed to sweep them, but they with that court. But see, look how San Diego got left out of didn't they get left out of the playoffs like with a 10-7 record, like a winning record, right?
We knocked them out of the playoffs.
Yeah, but that's how good they were a winning team. 10-7, I think, and didn't make the cut.
Yeah.
But if we can beat them in the first game, which is our home, Los Angeles, we can beat them there. We're a 13-4 team. If we can beat Kansas City at home, we're a 14-3 team. Whoa. If we could sweep our division, we're a 15-2 team. There's only 2 games I'm concerned about. The Rams and the Colts, because they got Matty Ice. Now, they're a good team. Now they got a quarterback. They're dangerous.
Ooh.
And we have 2 away games, which we have to go to New Orleans. We can win that one. The following week, we have to go to the Jaguars, trap game. So I see us as 13-4, realistically.
Realistically, with everybody there healthy, that's gonna be good. And you got to give Coach Josh McDaniels a nod to say we're gonna be looking at them plays left and right, like call great plays. I mean, it's gonna be exciting to see how he unleashes his playbook after getting from under Bill this time, because he gotta sink or swim now.
But quite frankly, I think we're gonna beat the Rams, and if we do that, we're 15-2 team, and watch out.
We do have a question for you, Tim. And like I said, by the way, Gabe is a Giants fan that does watch the show, so it's not only Raiders. We have fans from all over that watch. Gabe is a Giants fan. He says, "What is your favorite away game memory?"
Oh, nice.
Away game. I wonder what he mean by that, because I mean, one of my favorite away game memories is when, we might have traveled to Washington, D.C., and, the GOAT, Jerry Rice, might have came and like, hey, look, you going with me tonight. Let's roll. And, like, come roll with me. And I roll with Jerry, just like I was with, Randy Moss. But Jerry, I rode in the limo with Jerry when I hung out with him, and it was just me and Jerry, like that was an away game. It was like, wow, I'm riding around with the GOAT. Oh wait, because I was one of the guys being on the bottom of the roster. I'm in the room. I'm at bed check, but it was like, oh, the GOAT. Oh, that's when I was like, oh, I ain't worried about no bed. I'm with the GOAT, so it ain't no bed. You know what I'm saying? So, but I don't know. I know that again. That Atlanta game, going down to Atlanta and playing Michael Vick in the Dome and sacking him on a blitz by Rob Ryan, that zero blitz, and having my family up in the stands, getting up, pointing up to the top of the stands, was like, that was a really nice moment for me. But yeah.
And man, he does say thanks. It's a little bit of a lag between the studio and YouTube, so he does say thanks. Like I said, hey, we provide entertainment with great guests, and you get that interaction with them as well. So again,
you get to talk to Raiders.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh, and that snow game. Shoot, that snow game at Denver was beautiful. I mean, the snow game with Ronald Curry caught that.
Oh ball. Yeah, that was it. That was in the intro.
Yeah. It's in his intro. That one-handed catch.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah,
boy,
that was in my
I think
intro.
Jared Porter, he cooked Champ Bailey that game for like 2 or 3 touchdowns. And I mean, it was like snow coming down. I was playing linebacker. I mean, I was out on the field. Ooh, boy, that was a good game. We won it too. Rob Ryan is back with the stop playing with me.
No, he
is.
is. Yeah, he's
he's like again. That's that Patriot. I'm telling you, bro. That Patriot.
He's an advisor.
He would Josh. That's that Patriot. We're gonna go back to the 3-4. We're gonna go back to some mixed up 4-3, 3-4 scheme, multiple moving around. You know, we about to have some fun. Now I didn't realize
what's
that.
Rob Ryan's position with the Raiders, Cap? He's
like a defensive.
You know what that means? You know what that means? Wink Martindale coming back because the Ravens fired him from DC, and Rob. Remember how they switched? Huh?
Unfortunately, Wink Martindale got picked up by another team, and I can't remember who it was.
Oh, okay.
But because they had aspirations to bring Wink in as our DC before we picked up Graham. I will look for that, but he got picked up by somebody else, and I'll get that answer for you in a minute.
Well, Rob Ryan's his part of the team is what's his role with the team now? He's
like a senior defensive assistant.
Right.
That's good. Hey, come on, Josh, bring him in, get him a role. He knows the system. You know he's a winner. He got 2-3 rings with you. You have to bring in rings. You have to bring in, and then the rings will bring in ring players. Like that's how Rob. That's how the.
Oh, we got another question.
Yeah,
Raiders still
death. We both answered it, and my boy Gabe got the response the same time I did. We took Graham from the Giants, and Wink went from Baltimore to the Giants as the defensive coordinator.
So Raiders Still Death just put up a post right above that.
I see it. And like I said, G is on record for 13-4. I'm a little bit more.
No, I'm on record for 12-5.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It 12-5. I'm at 11-6, 12-5 too, only because we play well at home.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's the road games. And how we play on the road, that one game we might need at San Diego and LA or against Denver. We need one of those away games in the division. Those the games that get us losing on the road in the division that come back.
Which two games? You said Denver and what?
Denver and San Diego. Those away games.
San Diego is not an away game. The Chargers are in LA and we own LA. It's going to be more black jerseys than anything. So that's a home game.
That's the opener. Right. Hey, you think that because we owned the game in the stands last year, but San Diego won. Or I should say,
what was that? The last second? They won at the end. Those kind of seemed like.
No. They actually the Raiders had gone and they'd spotting people 3 touchdowns. They give the Raiders would give up 21 points. They gave San Diego 28.
Ed Winchell, how do we predict a record we've never seen the existing team play? It's just the potential. It's just about potential, bro.
You gotta set your goals. I mean, we knew we were. Jerry said top, 10 racks to the top special team player week 1. He said that because we got an offense, we got a defense. Now, if I could spur somebody on special teams to be a guy to help us win, because it's 3 phases in the game. What is our punting situation looking like? What's our kickers? Fabulous. So
they're good. They're good. We're good there.
Good special teams. We got a good quarterback and good receiving core who's gonna be fun. We got Waller on the back end of stretch. It's like we got what we need running the ball. We got a D coordinator. I mean, we got some defensive coordinator assistant coming. Rob gonna be throwing some ideas out there. I think we could be, not predictable on defense how we were, lined up in quarters and getting burnt and stuff in the bad situations, bad coverage situation. One thing Rob gonna bring to us is some softer coverage, some don't get beat type of coverages. Not soft, but mixing it in a lot more where you ain't gambling in man coverage and giving up a big play to lose the game, especially late in the game. So I just think I say 11-6. You know, again, 12-5 if we win that one game that we got to have, and we get comfortable. You know, maybe we get our mind around being in Vegas for the third season. We get 2 years of fans. Now, are we sinking in to be in Vegas? Are we learning how close and how competitive? Because that competitive West with those three quarterbacks outside looking in, that's what keep you on your toes. And I think that's gonna make us better, knowing we can't lose. We got Russell, we got him, and we got Hubert, we got him, and we got to go out and play football and within the division, because whoever win the West could win the Super Bowl because of the quarterbacks.
Yeah, and by the way, I did not kick OG out. He dropped. So that was not me, because again, I put my hands up here at all times. I did not kick OG out. OG will come back in a little bit, I'm sure. Ed Winchell was talking about, there he is, see? And OG, like I said, I swear I didn't kick you out, brother. I know.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Oh, wow.
Tim,
I lost sound.
Tim, are you there now too?
I lost sound.
Oh, you lost sound?
Okay, hello.
Okay, yeah, we got everybody back now. Tim, or OG, you still there?
Yeah, OG, what's up, bro?
Okay, OG, are you there?
He's sitting there.
Go out and come back.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I was gonna say. Yeah, I was going to say, Ed Winchell says, is this team better than come on, you got Hall of Famers on that team.
Yeah, not enough Hall of Famers. Not near enough Hall of Famers. Nah, not near enough Hall of Famers. Because what we end up having Rod Woodson, Charles Woodson, you had Romo, I mean, shoot. Man, it was crazy on that team. Crazy, big Lincoln Kennedy. I mean, we had some studs back there. It's just we'll be all right. I think, like I say, bringing that whole ring mentality to Vegas is huge, really huge. And I got to get out to a game this year. I got to look at the schedule to get out to a game, man. I know I'm gonna probably come out to training camp in August with the alumni. You guys will come out. You guys will come out to the alumni or something?
I will be out in Vegas, or I'm planning to be out in Vegas for every game except for the Indianapolis game. Okay, so if you are out there in like for a training camp or something, advise me, because I will try to come out there. But the way that my time off of work is, I had to give a pre-schedule of the amount of times I would be out and all my hours, and I got it down to the tick from the beginning of the season to the end of the season. Mm-hmm. If I came out, I would literally have to fly out on a Friday night out of Tampa and be home by Sunday night in order for me not to take time off. But if you have an event that you're going to be at, or something that is worthwhile, please get with me and I will try to make it happen for sure, sir.
Okay. Oh no, that's cool. Now I know we go.
Bro, I lost sound. I don't know what happened.
There we go. OG. Hey.
I lost sound, bro.
Yeah.
Can you hear us now though?
Yeah.
Okay.
But for a few minutes, I was like, "What?" I just went Helen Keller on everybody. Like, what?
You were sitting there looking crazy. Hey, look, man, this is awesome. This is an awesome show, OG and Cap. I mean, really, I'm starting to loosen up and see that you guys are like really, passionate about what you're doing, and like I'm starting to savor the moment, man. Like, it's just really cool. This ain't one of them just like,
no.
Yeah.
No, we like I said,
Captain is an old salty Raiders fan, and I'm an old drunken salty Raiders fan, and together we do this show.
What's the salt? What's the real salt? Is it the
drought? We're Raiders.
Well, the salt, as OG said it as well. He's Navy. I'm also Navy. By
okay.
You see my ribbon right here.
Salute.
There you go. Thank you, there, sir. But as a 22-year Navy veteran. And that's why when you see my captain's hat, it has that big. Actually, is it on the? Yeah, if you see here, I even got it's got the big anchor, the Navy anchor on there as a Navy chief. This is one of the captain dolls here. But I'm a salty guy, OG salty as a sailor as well. But what the salt is that we are Raider fans from the 70s.
Right.
So we and again, just because we started watching from the 70s doesn't mean that we don't go back to the 60s to the beginning. Ed Winchell, that's down here. He is OG.
No, we're OGs. He's of the ancient order of. He's his fan since 1960 when the team started.
Yeah, and so there are people here, and that's why we did the show, is because we want young folks that don't know about Raider history or the camaraderie that is a Raider team to understand why this team is as special as it is. Because like we were saying, the alumni for the Raiders is above and beyond anything else in the NFL. It's because the family that the Raider Nation has with the players and the fans and all that there is nobody else just like that. And even Tito is like Ed. He was there when they were named the Oakland Senors, and
before they became the Raiders. 3 weeks.
Right.
But the thing is, Willie Brown did it to you guys. When you came in, Willie Brown was there telling you need to learn about the Raiders, the history.
Yeah.
We're continuing that work because Willie's no longer there. So we're teaching the fans about the history and the pride and the poise.
Yeah, exactly. Don't ever lose that, because this new age of football, we're running around and not tackling and staying all this soft football. You guys know the real. The Senors. Was it the same logo but just called the Senors?
It was similar, but the guy had like a handlebar mustache for the Hispanic community, or that was what the intended logo was. But it came out from the.
It was a contest to name the new team.
Right.
And the person won a trip to Hawaii or something. And then the front office went, no.
It was kind of PC before the time of PC. So it was the Senors. There was a number 2 name, and I still have not been able to find out what that number 2 name was.
But then they ended up the Raiders.
The Raiders were 3rd, and they said, no, we're going to go with that. And that's where the Raiders came to be. And the original Raider logo was based on, and I know OG knows this as well, was based off the old country actor. Go ahead and say it, OG.
I don't know who the actor was, but I know there was some gold stripes in there too.
Yeah, well, it was. In fact, I'll tell you what. I'm brain farting his name. He was an old school actor of country films, old school. In fact, let me because I got his name, but I'm brain farting the name as well of who that person was, and that was the stylist of
Google it.
Yeah, I'm going to Google it because I'm getting upset right now.
I'll talk to Tim. I'll talk with Tim.
No, I feel you. Yeah.
So, no, man, you brought back a lot of great memories from the teams, the 2000s. Okay. Last time we were really great.
Oh, I got it.
That's the cool part about it. Like, that's why, with the new stadium, and geez Louise, man, these guys got it made to come out and play in that stadium and like, come on, we got to win, dude. We got
Mark Davis accomplished something Al Davis never did, to give us our own stadium.
Right.
And
it took Vegas. It took the times to be able to gamble. You had to legalize gambling in the sport before you could, even bring the team there. But once you get the team, it all comes together. These guys got a great that home stadium. Those games be packed, man. The games be packed.
Yeah, but Mark got connected with all these casino owners through Napoleon McCallum. Ensign McCallum, who had digital design company and worked with all these casinos. He connected Mark Davis to them, and that helped get us our stadium. So salute.
Salute. I'm telling you. And we got we get the win. They sent us we got, all whatever, VIP services and can get to the Win Hotel. We got Win card and all of that. You got the other M Hotel out by the camp. So it's like we got little perks coming in town, and stuff. So it's like, wow, man, we just keep getting laced with. And like I said, I be smiling because again, coming from where I came from and not getting drafted and being able to, a week ago they did the look out for me coming out on this Ravens 30 for 30. They just did a Ravens 30 for 30. They brought me back to do the Shannon Sharp after 20 years. But now I was out there and it's like, I was sitting there with NFL films and sitting there with the guy who took over Steve Sable in production. I'm sitting there and all I can hear in my mind is dun 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 dun. And I'm sitting there saying as a kid, you make it to the league and just certain stuff that, playing football, this, to that, the money, it's like, nah, it's that little stuff that like, I'm sitting with NFL films about, wow, this Steve Sable, this is the whole, and then I'm sitting here with you guys, all like in my mind, it's just the autumn winds and seeing that, Jack Tatum film and hitting night and night, all those big old time hits and stuff, and that's the football I watched, and the autumn winds and to put that uniform on, man, it's a dream come true. I mean, it's a real dream come true. Yes.
Yeah, it was Randolph Scott, the country and western actor, and one other thing from our ancient one, Ed Winchell, that Randolph Scott didn't even charge for the likeness, knowing that it was the logo. Kind of like when Jerry West was the logo for the NBA, he got a little bit of a stipend for that. Randolph Scott didn't even charge out because they were tight.
Yeah, I know he didn't charge out because I said, "Give me the logo."
I'm sure. I do got one other, and this was another one from Gabe. And I know that Stewart used to hang out with Ike. Stewart and Ike would be like thick as thieves. Who is your go-to hangout partner for games or for going out? Pretty much
like I said earlier, Terrence Shaw. I was always with an older guy. Terrence Shaw in Oakland. He was a first round draft pick by the Chargers, second round draft pick to the Chargers. But he had made millions and he had some cars and stuff. So he was from Texas and stuff. So I hung out with Terrence Shaw the most in Oakland. Riding around. I used to get to drive his cars and stuff like that, and just he was a cool cat. But in Baltimore was Ray Lewis and. In Chicago was my teammate, Big Damian Cook, who was in Baltimore with me as a rookie. RIP to Big Cook, but it was cool, man. I had a big friend named Fred Baxter in Chicago who was an OG. I don't know. I ended up being always like, even in my rookie year in Baltimore, they was like, what year you in? I'm like, I'm a rookie. Because I was always like, I grew up around older people. So people thought I was already in the league when I was just a rookie. So.
Okay. And again, if you have any further questions, we got about 12 minutes because unfortunately I got to cap it at 2 hours. I'd have you on for and Tim, you are welcome any other time to come back and wax poetic with us. But unfortunately, I got to cap it at 2 hours.
I was shocked when I saw the email that you would even hold a show. Like, you was like, we can go from 9 to even 11, 2 hours. I'm like, yeah, we ain't gonna go that long, but anyway, but it's like, wow.
Yeah. Wow. And when I had Jerry Robinson,
having fun though.
Right.
Yeah.
The first time I had
to do this again, man.
The first time I had Jerry Robinson on, he was on like and I didn't have no cap. And he was on for like 2.5 hours and was still raring to go.
Yeah. See, the thing with you when you go to the alumni event, say you at the alumni training camp and you just out there at hotel M Hotel and you around us and you on the buses with us and stuff like that. What happens is we end up getting around people and we, you see the people that you want on the show and we all right there. And all the alumni guys would jump on here. Anybody you want, like I say, Phil. I do autograph signings with Phil out there in New Jersey. Me and Phil have done autograph signings out there in Jersey at the Jersey Shore Raider Booster Club.
Right. JSRB.
Oldest sis trunk. We be out. So I mean, you meet these guys at the alumni joining. I mean, you can get anybody you want, and that's why camp is good because that's where we all kind of show up. And then there is when we say, "Oh, we're gonna go to a game." But I would love you to be in Vegas. I'd love to meet you guys some kind of way in Vegas around the guys, and then maybe do a show out there or something like that. What's your seasons like? You do a show every game or weekly or what?
I do shows, and it's like I do a Sunday show. I know OG has shows on his night, but I am a constant Tuesday night, Thursday night, and then Sunday night. And then on Wednesdays, I'm doing a show with 3 other people from the AFC West. And then after that, I have a show with Violator. And I know you know who Violator is. Exactly right. I do a show with Violator and Ref Guru, who is a ex-NFL official that's a Raiders fan. So that is why we go over things like we're going to get hosed this week because Jerome Boger is our friggin' ref, because he has the inside knowledge of which guys will screw us based upon the knowledge of who these people are. And also who it's not just always the referee. It's also like who's the line judge, who's the side judge, who's the back judge, because all of those little different things, he knows these things. And that's why he imparts that knowledge onto him. And, so you can come in and pop in anytime as well for like the show with Ref Guru, Violator, and myself. And you're always welcome to be, if you see I'm on, trust me, pull up a chair.
I'm about to like and subscribe and follow and watch you on YouTube and stuff like that. But that's crazy. It's like that because I think that referee who hit the tuck rule, he ended up having a great career. Like he ended up calling the Super Bowl and everything.
Yeah, and you notice that he never worked another Raider game.
He never could
after that.
Yeah,
and it's Walt Coleman. He would never do another Raider game.
And if you want to follow my channel, I get on with a few other people. I'm with Captain Jack a couple times a week. I'm with a guy named Raider Ray. I jump onto other channels. I'm a historian like Captain Jack, but I also talk about the team today and what's going on today. And there's a lot going on this week, and I'm probably going on with Raider Ray this week to discuss all of that. Like we're fans. That's all we are. We're just fans who are willing to stick our necks out there and get it chopped off by going on YouTube.
Yeah, and I said he has OG has his channel, which is Chronicles of the Black Hole. I have my channel, and we multiple cast this show to put it out for all of the audience because, and again, I wouldn't be here doing this show if it wasn't for OG because OG said I have an idea and I want the other old bastard in here with me, and I thank him for thinking of me.
No, this show ain't gonna happen without me and you together, bro. We're like those old Muppets up in the balcony cussing out Fozzie Bear, bro.
Yeah, that's good stuff, man. You guys keep doing what you're doing. Like I said, I have had fun. I mean, keep the background, OG. Keep the background, especially.
I'd love to have you on my show anytime you want to come on, bro.
Yeah. Let me know that. Keep that background because that keeps me focused on the game, sport, the game. Like, that background is like, once you run down that field, it's just the black hole. You see it, baby. Come on.
Right.
Yeah.
And we can't wait to break bread. As the expression says.
What kind of tickets y'all got?
Well, my tickets are right next to the Raiders tunnel, going out onto the field.
With right and left side.
The non-black hole side. So if you were going out the tunnel, if you look up to your left going out, I am row 6. So
and I'm thinking of going to the Tennessee game. I live in South Carolina. I have to go to my daughter's graduation in California next month.
Nice.
So I'm just like seeing where I can go, and Tennessee is the best option right now for me this year. I would love to go to a Vegas game, but damn, you gotta fly. I hate flying. I'd rather drive, but that takes so much time.
Yeah.
But no, I tell you, if you want to see us both together, I will be in Tennessee with OG.
Okay, what week is that?
It's like week
3.
Oh yeah, it is. It's week 3. Yeah, it's week 3.
Okay, well, I'm typically between Ohio and Alabama. If I'm in Birmingham, that ain't Nashville, just a hop, skip, and a jump up the road, in during that time. So yeah, man, yep, the Titans, yeah, we can.
And there's some other content creators going to be there, like Raiders Fan Radio, Docs. There's a few other guys that are coming out to that game. It'd be great to just all get together and do our own damn tailgate.
Right. And I think that's cool. I really do. I think, and that's why I was like, I'm a connector of people. It's like, yeah, come out, Jack, come out, Cap, come out to the, and meet the guy. Because guess what? I mean, when we can build something special with players, with bloggers and fans, and like we can start to build something, I think I love it. I love it. I love it, the camaraderie. So like I said, I got I got the Germany Black Hole, I got the New Jersey Shore Black Hole and Booster Club, and I mean, I got boosters in Virginia, Raider Booster Club. So we pretty connected with the booster clubs and that. And in Vegas, we got the clubs out there and all the Raider fans. So, it's Raider Nation, baby.
And I'll make carne asada.
and unfortunately, because of my time constraints, Tim, don't go nowhere. But unfortunately, I got to start rolling the basically the credits. Don't go nowhere.
Yeah,
though.
That's how we get paid. Come on, let's get paid.
Well, that means we would have sponsors, and unfortunately, we don't have sponsors. But we love the people that are here, and remember, be sure to like, share, comment after the show on my channel as well as Chronicles of the Black Hole. Comment on both of our channels, and make sure you said what a great show it was with Mr. Tim Johnson, who had it, who I'm so blessed and pleasured to have as my Raider shipmate here.
And I just went 2 hours without cussing, man. What the hell?
Spirit, it's my spirit. I don't give you that cussing spirit. I don't cuss like that.
I'm a cussing old pirate, and I did not cuss.
You said the FCC was gonna get me, so I said I ain't gonna do it.
Well, and only because he says, "Oh man, it's Roku tonight," because normally the shows we do with Raiders aren't, but only because it's a Thursday show.
Nah, I'll do the Tuesday next time, man. Let me see what it's like.
Yeah, you know what? I'm tired of the Disney Channel now, so do your thing, bro. Cut it off.
Don't go anywhere, Tim. We're gonna pop out. Thank you for being here. Remember, like, share, and be here. We will be here again for another show. It's Thursday. I'll be here Sunday. And if Daniel, you're going to be tomorrow, right? With some pendejos, right?
Maybe.
So look up our channels, Chronicles of the Black Hole, Captain Jack's channel, and just hit subscribe and like, and we will be there. Folks, we're going to go backstage. We're going to have a little bit of an after party because we're going to say how much that we enjoyed it. But y'all come back and see us next time. Don't go nowhere, everybody, but the rest of y'all will see you the next show.
And tomorrow night, I am doing a show, Dos Pendejos, in a chat room.
All right. Okay, we'll see everybody.